What's up, y'all? So obviously, I'm back in Vegas. Vacation over. Back to reality. Um, yeah. Uh, I I didn't really have a topic with this video. It's just I really didn't want to come back here. After being there and seeing like how fucking Thailand is dope. The only thing I can't uh watch out for cars. The only thing I can't the heat. The heat is bad, but here in Vegas it gets up to like so I was talking about this with my girl and shit, and the heat is like the same thing there, but except for they have humidity heat, and here we have dry heat. Right now it's pretty cold, but in the winter time there, it's like in the 90s, and it's hot. Like if you see me in some of those videos, I was sweating. If you're not in the AC, you're gonna be sweating, especially if you're a sweater. Um, like me, I sweat easily. But me, I personally, I would rather always be hot than cold. It's just I don't like to wear a lot of layers. Um, uh, the trip was great. Like everything about Thailand was so dope. Um, I I really don't have any complaints, besides the heat, but I was in shorts and a tank top the whole time, even when we were in the city. I know I did some beach videos and then I did some city videos. Um, I didn't really want to come back here to Vegas. Like my mind was, I had that feeling like, oh, I just want to stay here. And so the plan is I'm gonna work all the rest of this year. Hopefully by the end of the year, because they have a 90-day visa. We were only there for 2 weeks. You can stay up to 90 days on a visa, and then you have to renew and pay some fees to get longer extensions. And I feel like 90 days will give me the proper what do you call it? The proper time allotted to figure out figure out what I want to do, like if I actually do want to stay there. Because listen, I was only there 2 weeks. Mind you, when I came to Vegas, I was only here for like what 4 days, and it was my first time here, and I came on a tourist thing, just like everybody else. Like I came here on a tourist. I as a tourist on a tourist, uh, and I I only stayed for 4 days and did all the tourist shit. I stayed on the strip. I walked from the strip to downtown Vegas. I went to a club only because I came with people that I met at the gym. I wasn't even really close with these guys, but they're really cool. They'd always talk to me in the gym, and they invited me out here. And uh, I got my own hotel. They ended up staying in a like fancy ass hotel uh, together, and I wasn't trying to be bunch up with a bunch of guys that I don't even really know like that. I like my own space. Usually when I travel, this was before I was in a relationship. Um, I haven't traveled a lot, but when I went to LA, I got my own hotel. Same with this situation. I got my own hotel. It's a little more expensive, but you know, I just like my space. I'm that type of person. Um, uh, but yeah. What was I gonna say? I only came here on a 4 day thing, and I got that vibe with Vegas. But being here 2 years, I'm just like kind of like over it. It's just like not the same anymore. Also, crazy thing about it is I'm working like more here, but making less money than I was in my hometown. And I'm also working like two part-time jobs. Equals into one income, but I'm making less money, which I got a job for the summer where I can make a decent amount of money. So I got that. I just gotta wait like maybe 2 months for it to start up to kick off because they have what they call here in Vegas is beach season, and that's when all the like day clubs come out start. People party, spend more money. You making tips. It's a tip based job. So I can make decent money in the summer. Just right now, it's just like I'm just making a little change. I'm not really doing anything. Uh, we me and my girl spent a lot of money on that trip, which was worth it. You know, like I'm not complaining. You know, you either do it now or you're never gonna do it. You know, like I I realize with life, like people just continue to put shit off. Like, you know, maybe I'll go like next year. I'll go the year after this. I'll go, you know, and then pretty soon you look up and you never went and did it, you know, like um uh I'm really appreciative of my girl because like I don't want you to think, oh, you know, this is my best friend. So like, you know, me and her are like, you know, together all the time. So, you know, um uh she gave me that push to actually move here, you know, like because if you've seen my videos for my OG watchers, like I would always talk about moving to Vegas. Oh, bro, like I did so many videos like next year, this year, one more year, you know. I when I moved into my apartment, I think it was in 2020. I said I signed the reason I moved into this apartment, it was like a shitty. Well, it was nice on the inside. It was a studio apartment, but I was getting taxed. Like I was paying way too much for what they were charging. You know, um, so it was nice on the inside, but on the outside there was like it was right next to a liquor store, and there was like crackheads everywhere, and they were like um, yeah, always every time I come out my house, I get begged for money and shit. It was so fucking annoying, you know. Like I like I might sound inconsiderate, but like it gets annoying when you come home from working hard all day and these guys are just standing out there begging for money and shit. Hey, got a dollar. Hey, dollar. Like I'm not being inconsiderate. It's just like if you choose to do drugs or get addicted to alcohol, I have no sympathy for you. Like really, I don't. Like man, nobody forced you to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like that really got to me. But the apartment inside was nice. Also, I didn't have free parking. You could pay an extra $100 for a parking spot, but I did that like the first year, and then you know what I'm saying. They people would always park in my parking spot, so I was paying $100, and I complained to the management, and they didn't even do shit. So I'm getting off topic, but like going to the apartment thing, like literally, I stayed there 3 years when it was only supposed to be a 3 month thing, which I'm grateful because I ended up meeting my girl and meeting her and she's just so great, you know, and that if I wouldn't have stayed those 3 years, that would have never prospered. But she gave me the push, basically going to the point, she gave me the push to actually move here, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate her for that. I gotta give her credit where credit is due. She because I kept putting it off. I was, you know, I honestly I'm a huge procrastinator and I waste a lot of time. I talk about shit and I don't do it, and it's something that I can admit I do, and I'm heavily flawed in, which I'm working on every day to be better at that shit because I don't like that shit about myself, you know. I don't like my mom, and I notice I have a lot of her bad traits, you know what I'm saying, that will get me nowhere in life. So um yeah, that's something I'm working on. But yeah, now I'm here in Vegas, and it's been 2 years. Another bleh. The first year was a dud because I didn't know shit about Vegas. I got a good job, messed that job up, lost the job. I said this in other videos. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. Took some losses. And we just didn't know like how Vegas works. Like Vegas has like a busy season and a slow season. So there's a time to make money and there's a time not, depending on what type of industry you're in. And if you're in hospitality, which is the really the only big money maker here, unless you got to trade, you gotta rely on those seasons, you know. Um, in the first year, I didn't even know that. I wasted like 6 months being here making not shit, you know what I'm saying? Like at a job that, you know, was very easy. I didn't really have to do shit. I was doing security there. It was like a Latin nightclub. Everybody was cool, but I was making nothing, you know? So like you could like the job all you want, but if they're not paying your bills, like, you know, how are you gonna how are you gonna make shit work? So yeah, wasted half a year there, and boom, I'm in Vegas now, and I'm figuring it out. But like, you know, it's how do I say this? I'm not, like I said, I'm not making the money I made in my hometown, and uh, I don't hate Minnesota. Like, a lot of y'all probably think I hate Minnesota. That's why I left. It's just I've been there my whole life, and I didn't travel much, so I didn't, and I also only did warehouse, and I just started branching out before I left, doing like DSP, Amazon DSP. That's where you deliver the packages. I was doing Amazon Flex, where you deliver out of your car. It's on the app. You know, I just started branching out and doing other things than warehouse work. My whole life in Minnesota, I've just did shitty warehouse work. And I started working warehouse since I was like, I think my first job was a car wash, and then I don't think I know. My first job was a car wash, and I started that job at 16 and worked there until I was like 18. Then my second job was at a retail store called Burlington Coat Factory. I don't know if you ever worked there. That job sucked ass. I was like, you know, putting tags on clothes and shit, you know. Um, then I worked at a grocery store, you know, for a couple years, also juggling that car wash job. Um, and then I went straight into the warehouse industry, and I just did that for years on end, from like, you know, I think 2016 to 2021, I want to say. Yeah, something like that, you know. And I didn't really experience other work history, you know, and a lot of people told me like, "Hey, you should get a trade. You should get a trade." And you know, I just bullshitted. I wasted so much time doing that shit, you know, like, and you know what's crazy? Like, I'm embarrassed to say this, but like I said this in a lot of my videos, I didn't save money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't invest the money I made in those shitty warehouses. That's why I tell these people, like, if you're doing that, fucking stack your money. Like, seriously, stack your money. Like because some of the warehouses I was working, I hated the job, but I was making pretty good money. I was making way more money than I'm making right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is just a stepping stone in life. I'm not gonna say, let's sit here and say like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna be like this. I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to complain. I'm just stating the facts to you, letting y'all know like this is how it is. I was making more money in my hometown before. Um, but like, you know, that's everywhere you go. When you first move to a new place, you're gonna have to figure it out. It's gonna be different from your way of living. Um, yeah. But we're gonna get it together. Like I told you, I got some of these goals in mind, and I don't want to sit here and just, you know, bullshit this time. I don't want to sit here and um not do what I said, because here we are, 3 months. We're almost, damn, I'm spitting. We're almost 3 months into the year, and uh yeah, like 3 months into the year, you know, and you're gonna look up and it's gonna be the end of the year. That vacation, the Thailand vacation, really opened my eyes up to, like, you know, a different culture. Like, the Thai people are really cool. They're really hardworking. They don't make as much money as us here. So it really taught me to value what I have here. You know what I'm saying? It also taught me that I wanna like move there potentially, you know, because like I said, only came there for a vacation. I was only there for 2 weeks, you know, so I didn't actually get to immerse my feet and live there, you know. But from what I seen and what I did, seems like a great place to, like, you know. And I'm not saying permanently. I'm not gonna live there for the rest of my life. If I could live on that beach, though, hey, shit. If I could afford the beach where I was at, you know, I noticed when I was there, there was a lot of like white, like, I want to say retiree people. You know, they all seem like they had money, you know, and I'm not. That's the majority race that was there, was white guys or white people that seem like older and or retired or something, you know. Um, but yeah, um, that's the plan. I want to move there, and I want to get my personal training. That's something I want to go into. So, you know, I've been studying here and there. We did just come back from vacation, so I've been kind of slacking. Like we literally got back a couple of days ago. Um uh and Yeah, so I'm gonna get back on that and actually accomplish the shit. My goal for this year is stack as much money as possible. Just stack, save money, enjoy, be grateful with life. You know, like be grateful with uh, the life I got, and just try to be more positive, not be always negative, not always crying about like, even though I'm not really making shit right now. Like I just did the math like tonight, and I'm repeating myself, but I'm not making the money I made in my hometown. But like, you know, it's all good. You know, in due time, shit will work out if you stay on your grind and keep on grinding and keep on, you know, sticking to your words and just don't get discouraged in slow times in your life. I don't want to say dark time. Well, dark times too. Dark times will come, you know, stuff will happen. Um Shit happens in life. It just is what it is, you know? And as long as you got your grind, your hustle, and you keep your mind positive, say like you're working the job you don't want to be working, you just say like, look, I'm doing this, I got a goal in mind, I'm gonna get my goal, and I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna accomplish this goal. So I'm gonna work this shitty job for right now, I'm gonna stack my money, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and 6 to 8 months, a year, you know, I'm gonna be where I need to be in life, you know. um it's all you can do. Like you can't sit there and just. I know. I literally just watched a video where a guy was like complaining, and I noticed those complaint videos get a lot of views. Like when I complain on here, I get hella views. You know, people tune in. But fuck, when I say like good shit, like you guys don't really watch me. Like I don't get that. Like people like to hear people complain. I guess it makes them feel better about their situation where you can relate. Yeah, I get that because I've watched those videos too. But I just watched this video with this guy, and he was complaining about being 45 and broke and not feeling accomplished in life. And I feel like a lot of men like us feel that way about their life. Like, damn, I'm 35 and, you know, I'm not established in life, you know. But I gotta also look at the bright side. I got a home, I got food, I got a partner that loves and cares for me, you know. I got family, I got you know, I got these things, you know. So you gotta just, you know, take it day by day and just keep on pushing. All right, y'all, I'm about to get off this and go to sleep because I just worked 8 hours. Peace.